want to tell you why the Cleveland Browns need to bring Nick Chubb back into the fold, bring him home, come on the journey with me. You can say there's a pros and there's a cons of why Nick Chubb should come back to Cleveland, and maybe I'll give you a couple of both. But let's be realistic here. He is a Cleveland Brown. Keenan Allen played for the Chicago Bears, and nobody's going to remember that. He went back to the Chargers where he belongs. That should be the story of Nick Chubb. He went to Houston Texans. He played 1 year. Nobody cares. He needs to be with Cleveland. And reason number one is the Browns don't have a leader on offense. They have no leadership. All their leadership is gone. Joe Bitonio, nobody knows if he's coming back to play. He's an unrestricted free agent. Wyatt Teller, who you considered a leader, he is now with, the Houston Texans, the team that Nick Chubb used to play for. But now Nick Chubb's a free agent. Joe Flacco, he's bye-bye. He was, a leader when he was here. And there's really nobody else you could talk of. If you think Jerry Jeudy is a leader, tell me the Powerball numbers. He is not a leader by any sense of the imagination. And then you have the young quarterbacks. You have Shedeur Sanders and Dylan Gabriel. They're still trying to find their footing and being in the league as an NFL quarterback. And don't give me the Deshaun Watson as being a leader of this football team. I don't want to hear that either. But penciling Nick Chubb back with the team, he is already your leader on the offensive side of the football. Now, we know Myles Garrett's leader of the defense, but you need a leader of the offense, and he would already be that guy. Now, he doesn't talk much, but that's okay. He leads by example. He leads by practice. He leads by showing up. He leads by the way he plays on the field. Now, I know what somebody's going to say, well, he's not as good as he used to be. It doesn't matter if he's not what he used to be. He still can show these young guys what a football player is. Watching the film, practice, studying tendencies, showing what you should do here, what you should do there, and that's what this young team needs. Look, I could just end the video right there. Sign him up. I convinced myself. But I can give you more reasons. Reason number two, Quinshon Judkins and the crew can learn a lot from Nick Chubb. He can show them what it means to be a Cleveland Brown. He can show them what it means to be a starting running back in the NFL. At one time, it was an argument, who is the best running back in the NFL? Derrick Henry, Christian McCaffrey, say it right, or Nick Chubb. He was in the top 3 of that discussion before Fitzpatrick said, I'm going to go fighter on his kneecap for no reason, and then it derailed Nick Chubb's career. He can show them the blueprint to being a great running back. Quinshon Judkins is already on his way. Having Nick Chubb there can only make him better. I've already gave you reasons. I already gave it to you. That's it. We should be done. But if you're not convinced, I have more. He loves Cleveland. Nick Chubb is the embodiment of what a Cleveland Brown should be. When you talk about Cleveland Brown, people think about Joe Thomas, right? Played here his whole career, played here with crappy teams, got inducted into the Hall of Fame. When you think about Cleveland, you think about Nick Chubb. When you think about a football player, and when you just look into the sky or you're eating your lunch and you say, Nick Chubb, Cleveland Brown. Joe Montana, San Francisco 49ers. Tom Brady, New England Patriots. You get where I'm going. You associate the name with a team, and that is Nick Chubb. You don't want him going out as a Houston Texan. You bring him back home to play with the Cleveland Browns. I mean, I think I've made my case of why he should come back to Cleveland, but if you don't believe me, I'm going to end you on with this. It's just a feel-good story, man. Think about it for a second if you're Cleveland. You went 5-12 last year. The year before that, you went 3-14. It's just been doom and gloom. Doom and gloom. Breaking news, Nick Chubb signs with the Cleveland Browns, and you get a little bit pep in your step. You sit up in your seat. You feel a little better about yourself now because Nick Chubb is coming back. The prodigal son returns home to where it all begins. Batman's back in Gotham City. Batman needs to be in Gotham City. Right now, Batman is not in Gotham City. He's in Metropolis. That's not right. Let's get Batman back to Gotham City where he belongs. It's just a feel-good story. Now, what about the cons to Nick Chubb coming back to Cleveland? I know there's probably some cons that people could say, like he'll take away carries from Quinshon Judkins, which it's not a bad thing. Quinshon Judkins did go down last year with an injury because he had to carry the load so much, right? He didn't have anybody to help him. He didn't have help, so he got hurt, and his line sucked. So that I don't know. Is that a con? But they could say he's going to take carries away from Quinshon Judkins, Raheem. Maybe Nick Chubb will be the third string running back. But guess what? I don't care. There is no cons to bringing Nick Chubb back. Zero, zilch, nada, Nero, no. There is no cons to bringing Nick Chubb back. All pros, all positive. Miss me with cons and Nick Chubb. It doesn't match. It doesn't exist. He will only bring positivity. If you bring him back, he will spare Quinshon Judkins for carrying the load, making him more fresh. And if he does happen to take a carry or two away for Raheem, the dream, I think we'll be okay. Dylan Sampson is more of a receiving back, change of pace, give you a little bit of a different look in a different situation, so he won't even mess with his motion. Why am I doing all this moving? I don't know. But the point of the matter is, there is no cons to bringing Nick Chubb back to Cleveland. So right now, before this video ends, you need to think about this right now. If you're a Cleveland Browns fan, do you want a happy story? Do you want to close your book with a happy ending? If you do, leave in the comment section hashtag Nick Chubb, because we all want a happy story when it comes to Nick Chubb. I appreciate you all, and if you've been to the end of this and you like what you've seen, hit that subscribe button. We're in the off season, draft and rumors and innuendos and all that great stuff, but I appreciate you all, like I always say. Until next time, it's all love. Peace.